TV. And also, we have 𒒏🊒𒐿𝒐𝒏. Ring the bell. Anytime you have situations happening in your life, always be still. Don't overreact. Most of the people that I know, they say, oh, I know Jesus. I love Jesus. I'm an observer. And as soon as something don't go their way, they get mad. I'm like, what the? If you overreact, folks, remember to do that. Don't overreact. And when you get mad, it's your problem. It ain't your wife's problem, your husband's problem, your neighbor, your friend, your preacher, your teacher. It's your problem. Why you think you tick? It didn't go your way or the way you think it should go. Don't have a way you think it should go. Let life just happen. Thoughts make you think that life should go the way you want it to go. And if it doesn't, if someone don't do or say or act the way you think they should act, you hate them. And then you blame them for being mad. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. But it's amazing to see it. So relax. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father. Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border, and then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. You don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. Thank you for tuning in. How you doing, folks? It's a fine Thursday. It's a fine Thursday. Thank you for rolling in. How you doing, folks? On the American Anchor Baby. This is your host, the American Anchor Baby. Welcome, everybody. About to get rolling here. What's on my mind? You know, news and such. It's been a loosey kind of week, but I've been having fun with it. Putting out some of the Anchor Baby's thoughts here. We did some news, though, right? We did news. We'll do maybe a little bit here as well. Trump stuff going on. You know what's getting me a little bit is some of this auxiliary crap. This politicking, all the politics. All the people trying to get in, the Trump train? There's a rat. I smell a rat. I smell many, many rats. And I don't know if my rat senses were as attuned, but all these rats want to get with Trump. You know how it goes, politics, but it's a little bit of news. Some development with Trump, a big win in Georgia. I'll tell you about that in a sec here. But you could call the Anchor Baby, 888-775-3773. What's up, Rumble? Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Support me on Rumble. Free speech Rumble, where I have monthly supporters like Jabril, thank you so much. Free speech Rumble. There's some amazing creators on there, like Jesse Lee Peterson. So check me out on Rumble, dlive.tv/Gorgonzola. Thank you for the support. The only news we care about is the JLP shopping cart controversy. I want to say something. I got a little something on that. People are still salivating, waiting for more on the shopping cart question. It must be answered. It must be discussed. How can it be? But see, a lot of us viewers of my show, we're all educated. We're all educated on the shopping cart question. We know all what it all means, what all the words mean. You know, there's a lot of meaning behind the things here we're talking about. Who knew shopping carts meant so much? Okay, not everybody knew. So we're about to get into that a little bit. June 6th, D-Day, Gaza, Trump, COVID-19 vaccines, and severe weather. You know, I'm not even going to say anything about Schmovid. We're moving on. I'm not an expert. And imagine that, YouTube. What did I even say yesterday? Wasn't I like halfway defending Fauci even? Like I suddenly forgot about lockdowns and all that? See, I don't want anything bad happening to Fauci. But I'm a little peeved, you know. YouTube hit me with the little note saying, just so you know, here's some information on COVID. I don't know what this YouTube guy's talking about, but you might be interested in some facts. And they posted that under my video. And we appreciate YouTube. Thank you for your work. Yes. Thanks for letting me be in your house, though. Okay? I thought I could take off my shoes. My bad. I thought I could take off my shoes. See, I was raised in Canada where there's snow. And so we take off our shoes like Asian people. But I always wondered, you know, that was normal in Canada. When I came to LA, I was like, wait, there's a whole East Coast. It snows over there. Do you guys take off your shoes in the East Coast? The social contract is essential. Yeah, look, we'll get to it. We'll get to the important stuff. Trump, like, who cares? Like, about some of this crap. I'm talking about CNN's headlines. You know, I'll read you this blurb, though. A Georgia appeals court has halted the election subversion conspiracy case against former President Donald Trump and several of his co-defendants. A massive victory for the Trump team, seeking to push his legal issues until 2025 if they can't beat them altogether. The new order from the Georgia Court of Appeals is the latest indication that a trial in the state-level Georgia election subversion case will not occur before the 2024 presidential election. Court said it will be on hold until a panel of judges rules on whether Fulton County District Fannie Willis should be disqualified. That's ongoing controversies. Wednesday, Trump and his allies vowed legal revenge against his opponents if he regains control of the White House. Ooh, scary. Is this night of the long knives? Is this crystal knocked? I disavow. Night of the long knives. They say, I heard it once in school, that maybe something horrible happened when the Nazis took place. They too did some purging, no? Scary. Project 2025? Wasn't Mays telling us about Project 2025? Did she even use the word purge? I think the Wikipedia article on Project 2025 says purge. Like the purge, like the movie? Like the purge where Americans kill themselves? Oh yeah, this guy's got to go. This guy's got to go. Look, it says it here, Wikipedia, purge. This is the Republican plan to reshape the U.S. federal government in the event of a Republican victory in the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Right, that's awesome, right? It's a collection of policy proposals from the Heritage Foundation. They're awesome, right? Aren't they awesome? I think I remember doing a little report on them. Specifically, when the Heritage Foundation who was it? It was some black president lady. The first black woman to lead the Heritage Foundation, Cole James, and how she parlayed her experience at Hampton University. To lead this conservative think tank, says The Atlantic. You remember a little bit about this? Cole James, the very conservative Heritage Foundation. You know, we've been paying attention to some of this politicking, and there seems to be a common flavor here, common bag of chips here on the Republican side. You're starting to taste it already, don't you? First black woman. Now, I don't want to slander. I don't want to remember incorrectly here. But did she do some like signaling, like racism signaling? Like, oh, it was hard being black. Did she say something like that? Kay deeply believes in American exceptionalism and opposes the rewriting of our nation's history. In addition, having experienced racism in its malignity herself, she has become a preeminent conservative spokeswoman who can address it while applying its antidote: constitutional principles. This is a real article for Real Clear Politics on Cole James. The antidote. Look, this is incredible. Where was this when I was producing? The antidote. We already have they already wrote that book, Real Clear Politics. They already wrote that book on the antidote. Look, while applying the antidote, constitutional principles. What? That's incredible. This is I wish I had the vocabulary to express how funny this is. But hopefully you taste the flavor of conservatism in the GOP. And it's bland. It's got no flavor. It's got no spices. I mean, the salt of the earth kind of thing. Okay, Project 2025. I'm not trying to be a little naysayer here, but I remember when Trump was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just clean house. I'm gonna clean house, big time." What he said. What was it? In this recent kind of run after the loss in 2020. Whatever. But now I'm hearing of this Project 2025, and it feels a little not Trump. It just doesn't feel like Trump. This Wikipedia, look, I'm just being maybe vague here. Maybe someone else has got the political know-how on this. Maybe some of you do, 888-775-3773. But look at this. This looks like bland, fake conservatism. This article reads like it. The people involved, heritage, what the? Doesn't feel good. I just got to say. You know what I mean? Because we do not care about the GOP. We do not care about this crap. We want a real purge. And not like the movie and not like the Germans. I don't know what the Germans did. But because I just can't remember that lesson in school. Kristallnacht, the night of the long knives. Scary stuff, okay. But we're not afraid. Moving on here. Trump, you get it. Oh yeah, the VP search. You know, it's Tim Scott. Who cares? Among these are running our North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, Florida's Marco Rubio, Ohio Senator J.D. Vance, South Carolina's Tim Scott, according to campaign sources. So, you know me a little bit here. Okay. What else do I have to say about this? That's the news, you know what I mean? Moving on to the shopping cart question, because we're talking about civilization a little bit. And the state of this civilization. One time, I was with my friend. We were coming out of the kitchen. We were workers. And he finishes his pack of smokes. And he drops it on the ground. He just steps on it. And the trash can was not even that far away. And he's like, "This city is the trash can, man." And he was a German, big German dude too. One of two big German brothers. Shout out to them. But where was I? Society. Look, the contract, the social contract. Remember that black woman during the Black Lives Matter riots? Oh, there's a social contract or something like that, and you ripped it up, or we ripping it up because whatever. We're not, because I'm paraphrasing now, but we're not getting our constitutional principles. Said this well-spoken lady in that video back in the day, if you remember. She's not receiving a constitutional principle, so she's ripping it up, and we're setting the target on fire. Okay? See, that's like a logical, like political conclusion for some. Actually, kind of some old ideas running around. Communism, revolt, the voices of the unheard. Pawns, they are. And when the world is on fire, who's putting the shopping cart back? In fact, putting the shopping cart back might be a danger, might be detrimental. You might be putting yourself in danger, making yourself a target. At least so thought this one lady. We played her clip on the Jessie Lee Peterson show earlier. There was a whole discussion about it. You could definitely go watch it. Okay, you know where I stand if you saw it. Jessie Lee Peterson show. Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Come on, you know. You know, you put it back, I put it back, okay? Just seems like the right thing to do. When it costs me so little, when nobody is going to say anything to me, if nobody's looking, nobody would know. Nobody would even know if I just left it there, unless I said it on the air, on the Jessie Lee Peterson show. You feel me? Some of you agree. Some of you disagree. Big split. 888-775-3773. A definite split. 100%, no question here. But it centers around this woman, you know, you saw her. I got to show you, though. Well, you saw some of the clips on the JLP show, right? You saw her. But did you know she's a girl boss? Did you know that she's a total boss girl? You know how it goes. Boss and CEO.
And you can judge me all you want. Clinical and forensic psychologist Dr. Leslie Dobson raising eyebrows after posting this video on May 30th. The video getting nearly 12 million views.
I'm not getting my groceries into my car, getting my children into the car, and then leaving them in the car to go return the cart.
The mom.
And so first reaction was, look, I've shown you the shot. I've shown you the cart narc. I've shown you videos of the cart narc, that guy going around picking out those people in the parking lot shopping, grocery store parking lots, not putting their carts back. He goes right up to them and he harasses them a little bit, okay? He's like, hey, why aren't you putting it back? He does it in such a nice way, though. It's hard to call it harassment. It's incessant questioning and then maybe a little bit of pranking for betterment of society, at least in their minds. You know, we're all out here hoping, you know, we don't want to see Jesse get cart narked. You know, as funny as those are, one thing, you know, as a friend, you wouldn't want to see him on the cart narcs be embarrassed like that. Like, personally speaking, that might be the first immovable object the cart narcs may encounter. That might be an encounter they'll never forget. They might find an immovable object. So, you know, Jesse outed himself as Blatt today. Anyway, so yeah, cart narcs, the shopping cart question. Here, the society falling apart. You can't be putting it back if it's dangerous, though. So that was the first reaction. The lady doesn't need to. There's priorities here, okay? And putting the shopping cart back was for a decent society. It was for a decent society. Okay? You see what I'm saying? It was for a decent society. This was my first reaction, right? But then I learned she was like a boss lady. I'm thinking, wait, she got mad that someone gave her a dirty look. She says it in the clip, right? She's like, oh, so if you give me a dirty look, that's why. It's because I'm protecting my children. Now I'm not so sure. Where's your grocery store, lady? I wonder how good, if it's a nice area. I wonder. She's just mad about is it always protecting? Now I wonder if it's always because of danger, which I understand, or a little bit of laziness, huh? We heard some of this already on the JLP show. What else here? You know, on this boss lady though, she's a clinical forensic psychologist. I bet you she's great at that. Okay, some of these women make incredible, like, interrogators and criminal psychologists, a job where a woman gets to analyze a man's thoughts and judge them. Perfect. I've seen them. They're great. You should see some of these larger ladies who have this motherly spirit to them. These criminals are putty in their hands. It's incredible to watch. Maybe we should do some this Friday. So, female empowerment, I got to say, she's doing these conferences for women empowerment. And she does these, I'm looking into it a little bit, right? And she expresses in another thing some frustration in women empowerment, in its effectiveness and all that. And I'm just remarking on, I've seen this before a little bit, these women who do well in like business in certain ways. They'll do these women empowerment things to teach the other ladies that, you know, that it's about, we're here to lift up women. We got to do this with the women. And I've seen this play out actually multiple times where the women aren't that receptive, or they don't latch on to the level that the empowerer is expecting, I guess. You know, they yes, female empowerment, it's time to be a CEO. And so, Susan, what'd you do this week? I finally put together this book club, or, I'm starting to think about this cooking business or like baking business, which are all great things. But it's just something anecdotal here. I noticed the the female empowerers have a hard time really getting that fire in the ladies on being bosses. And they sometimes get a little resentful over it. It's anecdotal. I'm thinking of one or two, but it's no big deal. Let's move on here. Society, okay. This all segues into something, folks. 888-775-3773. What else about this? The shopping cart question. That's it on this, I think. Reprobate society. Here's something a little more serious, though. What was I saying? Shopping carts. This lady, nice lady. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Oh yeah, that's right. On this, the women empowerment. We're gonna table that. Women empowerment. Let me write that down. Thank you, folks, for the patience. Look, we're thinking about society here. We're wondering where it's all going to end up. It seems when you're looking at the news and all that or whatever, it's coming apart at the seams. People are angry, and it's justified. It's totally justified. You got to see something, I guess, here to maybe understand where I'm coming from a little bit here. And we might even get into this tomorrow on the JLP show, or, sometime stealing a little bit from the JLP show a bit. But you got to see this. Absolutely insane and not a joke. Teen mob savagely beat pregnant white woman in no-go zone in Chicago. Hours later, she lost her baby. And so that's the story from Revolver. I have a little news story to play for you here to get the details surrounding the story so you can see where the anchor baby's coming from, okay? And Colin Rugg here on Twitter. Chicago woman loses her unborn baby after getting violently attacked by a group of teens in Chicago. We have the report here. Fox 32. Let's watch.
Robbed for anything. What they did tell me is as these kids were attacking them, they yelled out that they own the streets. The family, they don't want to be identified, but they do want people to be warned that these teen gatherings can turn violent really quickly.
Please, we're just trying to go home to our kids. Leave us alone. Why are you doing this to us?
This is where Nina and her husband were walking back from date night Friday after 8:30 in Streeterville.
Everything happened from behind us. First, someone approached him and hit his head, punched him in the head, and he looked back and he looked at me and told me, run, so he wanted to protect me.
These are images of his injuries.
Now, I know they don't want to be doxxed, but I'm hearing Nina here a little bit. They don't want to be, I'm adding a little to the accent, but I'm thinking not white. I'm thinking not necessarily white. Not white enough looking, white looking enough, but not necessarily white.
Bruising from head to toe.
And this looks like the images I see on Turkish hairline websites where they do the hair transplants and they show the images before and you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason why I'm looking at that. Like, you don't need to think too hard on why I'm looking at Turkish photos of, they usually have Turkish men. And so I may know what a maybe Middle Eastern hairline may look like. I watch film, okay?
Oh, the attackers then unleashed their rage on Nina.
Another lady came to me and dragged me through my hair, with my hair on the ground. I start screaming. She start pepper spraying me right in the face, in the eyes. Another person starts stomping all over me, and my husband ran towards me to save me.
Okay, but what'd you say to them? Did you say the N-word? Yeah, okay, I had to throw that in. You've heard this before.
Over 10 people held him.
Nina's hair was pulled from her scalp. Nina captured this image of the hair in her hand. When police arrived at Grand and McClure, the crowd started running, many hopping this fence. 2 teens were arrested and charged, a 17-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy. The teens aren't in police custody. Alderman Brian Hopkins says the teens shouldn't be able to get away with this.
We're asking the state's attorney to consider upgrading those charges to felony charges resulting in great bodily harm. Both victims suffered extensive injuries, and the medical examination is ongoing.
Nina was 2 weeks pregnant and says she found out after the attack that she lost the baby she was carrying.
We believe in faith, and it wasn't meant to be. So we don't know why this happened to us, and everything that we have.
They didn't show her face, Rose, because they don't want to be identified. She's just going by Nina and not showing her face here.
Well, Alderman Hopkins told me that police are doing
what wasn't meant to be. She's talking about she's saying the couple's alleging that they have this, whatever. They're saying that they have this baby and that she lost it. She was 2 weeks pregnant and but they're saying that at least Nina there said that they believe in faith. And that maybe it wasn't meant to be. I think she's talking about the baby.
Everything they can. I do want to point out the fact when we were back in the area of the AMC Theater in Streeterville, there was about a group of 50 teens. Chicago police tell us they are still monitoring that situation tonight.
Wow. So yeah, you that's the story a little bit. When I found there about it, definitely messy, right? You get it. Nasty stuff. Savagery on display, just out there. And, I had this on the JLP show packet for Bible Thumper Thursday, thinking a little spiritually, a little bit, baby. Maybe just a quick little Google on what's a verse on people degenerating. Look, it's interesting to think about this, though. How far hell goes. And when the Bible talks about a people without God, a people just given up to the darkest parts of their hearts, like we're seeing it on display, and we're seeing it on so many ways, and not just the blacks. It has these different ways it looks, and I've described it on my show, over many episodes, how the grotesque look of society right now, and how people just walk around like they don't see it. You understand? Here's one, for although they knew God, this is Romans, they neither glorified him as God nor gave thanks to him, but their thinking became futile and their foolish hearts were darkened. Although they claimed to be wise, they became fools and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images made to look like a mortal human being and birds and animals and reptiles. Yeah, effigies, these gods that people have made. And I mentioned this about what white people have done with blacks. They've made them into a fetish, a spiritual object that somehow cleanses them in a strange, barbaric ritual of self-flagellation where you absolve a strange... It's all really strange stuff. It's really sick. It's really spiritual and evil and dark and confusing. Who can understand it? Worshipping Black Lives Matter, worshipping a fist, worshipping their color. It's really savage. And they say these Nazis are coming. They say that there's a white nationalism on the rise, domestic terrorists who wish to really harm, and they really truly hate minorities, Nick. These people actually, now this is real racism, they say. Now this is like Hitler. This is racial supremacy. They're talking about white people. They're talking about a lot of younger people who are, a lot of them really Trump supporters, original Trumps. They were brought into politics through all that. They're young, conservative, white, and they say the Nazis are coming. They say these people who want to exterminate other races, like they truly hate the KKK's coming back, lynching. And it's so crazy how it's already here. It's crazy how they're here and out of control, and it looks like, it's so funny how images and words play in people's minds. They kept saying Nazi. They kept saying Nazi. So now you're waiting for white people in uniforms. You're waiting for white people in uniforms, and they're already here. They're already here, and they look like, how do you put it? It's pure savagery. It looks like people on the streets collecting, saying these are our streets. Savage beatings. This whole, they say this Caitlin Clark stuff, this basketball player, this white girl, these two other girls, Kennedy and Angel Reese, they're all over her on the court with this hip check. They say it's the hip check that was heard around the world or something like that, or the foul. She got this flagrant foul call, this Kennedy girl. Afterwards, you got the coaches. They're saying, hey, we keep sending in videos like this. Nobody's doing anything about it. Oh, it's just sportsmanship. It's just sports. It's just sports. And I just don't know. I really don't know. And you can't know people's hearts. And when I see those girls attacking that Caitlyn girl, I don't just think racial. Okay, it's a number of things. You got to understand, it's a number of things here. How do you put it? Everyone has like multiple demons, right? They have these multiple demons of like jealousy, of wanting to be the best, and so you can imagine a young black girls and all that, in this kind of climate, told what they're told about white people. The NBA, the WNBA is now getting all this attention because of this white girl. Like, I matter too. I matter too. So, in fact, here's just that.
Because of one person, it's because of me too. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history.
I know I'll go down in history, Angel Reese says.
I'll look back, and if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
So total ego on display. You got to understand something here. It's multiple demons in people, and what's going on with black people, it's they're expressing this same unbound hell that people have towards whites, and the world is just like, nothing's happening. So I can't, is my opinion, but when they're doing all this with Caitlyn, it's because she's that white itch. And you see what I'm saying by people having multiple demons? It's multiple things. It's a collection of things because that's how the thoughts work. So in a moment, she could be hip-checking her because she looked at her wrong, but she could be hip-checking someone because that's that white girl, or she hip-checking someone because, you know what I mean? It all collects to this lie, this total lie of anger. And anger is so crazy. It is we are not ourselves. We are not ourselves. You are like someone else. And the only thing in the way is anger. You hear about being yourself, what that is. Like, people want to be themselves. And maybe we can get into that tomorrow. But yeah, the only thing, it's the craziest thing. The only thing in the way is anger, because it's that anger that makes you, believe the thoughts, you get it, and you start acting crazy. You start acting crazy in ways that you wouldn't. Okay, you're not yourself. Okay, Angel Reese, that's that white girl. They say the Nazis are coming, but there's outward hell, and it's justified. And that's just one of a couple of different grotesque, like overt, crazy upside down features of society that people just kind of walking around like da 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 da. They see this little tiny thing, this little tiny girl in a cop uniform, and like, that's normal. That looks fine. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. You get it, folks. You get it a little bit. You get it a little bit, I think. 888-775-3773. Incredible. Thank you for the support, folks. Thank you, Jabrail. Thank you for that. Over there on Rumble. Appreciate that. A little super chat here I think I didn't get to. Not a victim. Sorry, if you're here, sorry I didn't get to you. It says, let's get emotional. And I'm sure not a victim is jesting. Thank you for that, though. Let's get emotional. Incredible. Let's see here. What are y'all saying here? You can call me 888-775-3773. Can I remind you a little bit? Remember the boat fight? You remember this crap? We might have to get the details for tomorrow, but you remember the picture maybe, huh? The brawl. The boat brawl. And I remember people called in the network, and it was like, yeah, this is white versus black, and we're on the black side. And I think even people were like, we're on the white side or something like that. Can't quite remember, but the boat brawl. Tensions, man, tensions. And it's crazy, the tensions aren't even real. We fighting each other, man. We fighting brother wars. They got us fighting each other. What else here? I think we can move on here. I want, yeah. True, like, I was going to show you this video. I was starting that sentence saying I want, because I'm telling you about this 50 Cent video, because he's now like supporting Trump or something like that. And just don't worry about my comments on that. We'll talk about it tomorrow. It has to do a little bit with phoniness, okay? And the same old bland flavor of the GOP. It's just not Trump. This stuff, this other crap. Okay. Amazing. You know what I got to show you, though? Incredible update. You remember him. We're going to, where is this guy from? Hold on. Where did everything go? It just all closed on me. I must have hit some combination of keys here that closes everything. We're talking about this suspended driver who went viral when he logged into the Zoom court. You remember? Suspended driver shows up for a Zoom court meeting. He has to arrive. He has to show up for some proceeding or something. The Michigan judge involved, Judge Cedric Simpson, dumbfounded, looking around like, is this really happening? This is a suspended driving license charge, and the man is arriving to the Zoom meeting driving. He was promptly told that his bond or something like that was. Look, they told him to report to the court to present to. He ordered Harris to turn himself into the Washtenaw County Jail by 6 p.m. that day. You saw the clip. It was an incredible moment. We got an update on this man because it turns out it wasn't so. You remember, he's like, actually, I'm pulling in right now. I'm pulling in right now. He's pulling in his vehicle. I don't even know why he would do that. He was ordered to turn himself in to jail. The man goes to jail. We got an update. Suspended driver who went viral when he logged into Zoom court hearing from his car reveals huge twist in his case. After being released from jail, the judge might owe him an apology. It looks like he should have never gone to jail. Let me show you. You remember him. Fox is an unusable website.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Hey. You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And he was just driving. And he didn't have a license.
Not good.
That is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Incredible. Okay, sorry. Thanks for the patience. I had to show you that again a little bit while I was getting some stuff here written down. Had to handle something here. But appreciate the patience. You remember the video. Dumbfounded. The video ends with the judge, the Honorable Judge Cedric Simpson, telling him he's got to turn himself in. Here's the update. Giant plot twist in the case of the viral Michigan man suspended driver's license earlier. This week, we told you that the now viral Michigan man who pulled up to the virtual hearing with his suspended license. So according to a report from local ABC affiliate, the whole thing appeared to be a misunderstanding based on a clerical error in the Secretary of State's office. Well, now it looks like Corey Harris, the man, an update you just wouldn't expect. A follow-up hearing, Judge Cedric Simpson shared that after researching court documents and records, he learned that Harris never had a driver's license to begin with. The judge also found that Harris had an outstanding warrant. Wait, what? We got a double twist on this? What am I supposed to... Wait, hold up. There's a double twist on this? Live on the air? There's two twists? So the man was... The judge was supposed to apologize to him, but actually, in a double twist, the Michigan man who went viral for driving with a supposed suspended driver's license while attending a virtual court hearing never had a license to begin with. Huh. So I'm learning this live right now, folks. Corey Harris made a splash on the internet last week when the video of his May 15th Zoom hearing regarding his suspended license went viral. He's seen in the footage driving, which baffled the judge, revoked his bail, ordered him to turn himself in. The legal proceeding quickly spread like wildfire. You know it. I told you about it. Wednesday's hearing, Harris was present in the courtroom. Harris never had a driver's license. The Michigan Department of State told Fox News that Harris has never been issued, so he never had one. And he had a previous warrant for driving while suspended. This is so confusing, folks. We're going to have to come back to this. I think we have a double twist on this. And we're going to need to crack open the story of Corey Harris on tomorrow's flight, maybe a little bit. Wow. What a roller coaster ride. Corey Harris. Yeah, we'll have to come back to that. There seems to be multiple layers to this. Dude was innocent. The guy was innocent. Okay, moving on. We got something else silly. Here's something silly on things that are fake, that you didn't think were. And it's Chinese. It had to be the Chinese. They want the features, but it's okay if it's plastic. We're getting reports. They say they have waterfalls, tall waterfalls in China. Beautiful, tall waterfalls. Better than, just like anywhere else in the world. Better than anywhere else in the world. Whoa. Better than anywhere else in the world, they say. At least some say. Maybe some say. But we're getting shocking reports here. Shocking reports. Is that a pipe? That does not look natural. There's something quite unnatural about this waterfall, in fact. As you see the picture there at the bottom. Looking like a beautiful waterfall. Great for Instagram shots. Tourism, amazing. But the hikers, the trailblazers will not be fooled. Going to the top, it looks like a pipe. In fact, reports are coming in. The secret's out. And hikers find secret water pipe supplying China's tallest waterfall, forcing officials to apologize for misleading the tourists. We're bad. My bad. Chinese officials have been forced to apologize after a hiker found a secret water pipe supplying China's tallest waterfall. The video posted to TikTok's sister app Douyin on Sunday showed a large water main embedded at the top of Yun Tai Mountain. Wow. Hold up here. Look at that. Totally fake. Looks good. Looks real to me. You can make a... Wait, those are real. Wait, hold on. Hold on, Daily Mail. There it is. The Chinese waterfall was fake. Who'da thunk? You know what else was fake, though? My chili theory. I'm entirely wrong about my chili conspiracy. So we're laying it, we're putting it to rest. This theory of spicy foods and the traditional foods of certain cultures, the strange-looking traditional foods of certain cultures has made me come up with a theory, a conspiracy theory here that spice and chili, that spicy peppers were, you get some of these crazy-looking spicy dishes that seem to make inedible or barely edible parts of certain animals edible. Just blasting, just destroying your taste buds. But your family survives another day. You know what I mean? Just a little theory. I'm not too sure about that, though. You know, speaking of China, speaking of China and the Asian sriracha, rooster sauce shortage, big supply shortage on this rooster sauce, on the good sriracha, the good stuff. You might know about this a little bit if you eat a lot of this stuff, okay? You might know about it. But big problems with the supply chain. The bottles are expensive. You got to order them in some cases. You see what I'm saying here? And it's because their supplier, they're a spicy chili supplier. Something happened there. The spices mask the flavor of bad meat. It's not a conspiracy. It's a fact, Jack. Okay, Carver. Thank you for the support. But here's where the theory breaks down. Now, the theory may remain. There are certain nations who are not free, who are not getting off that easy from the chili conspiracy. But see, where it breaks down is the fact that chili peppers originated in the New World. So it kind of breaks down a little bit. I'm thinking of wait, hold on. We're talking about See, how far do we see? I need more information now. I'm realizing I need more information. All chili peppers originated in the New World. They're native to the Americas. They were first cultivated in the region that includes parts of modern-day Mexico, Central America, northern South America, domesticated by the indigenous people. When Christopher Columbus and other European explorers arrived in the Americas, they encountered the chili peppers. And when was that? When was that again? We're going back to Columbus, 1492. 500 plus 500 or so years might be enough time for cultures to come up with some crazy dishes here. But you see that my timeline's all messed up now. You understand? My timeline's all messed up. I didn't realize the spicy chili pepper originated in Mexico. That's why it's so special to these people. What's wrong? What's wrong with these people? They can eat any of this spicy stuff. I don't know how they do it. Maybe it's some of that indigenous malice. Maybe it's some of that indigenous malice deep inside. I might have some of that. I might have some of that indigenous malice. Okay. But that's a little on the chili conspiracy here. The timeline's a little screwed up here, so we might have to reconsider some major conclusions of the chili conspiracy, of the chili question. No, not sure, Gypsy. How you doing in the chat? Thank you. There are countless other spices, but isn't that interesting though? The spicy stuff, which is the crux of the whole conspiracy here. It's at the center of it here. The capsicum, the spicy stuff, the really, really spicy stuff. Wow, I didn't know there were this many spices. It has no flavor, no spices. Wow. Indian spice. Why are all these Indian? That's what I want to know. I'm getting chats. I'm getting links from my chat. It's like pasta is Italian. But hold up, noodles? So India, they got all these spices. Okay, look, it's Loosey Goosey Thursday, folks. Don't miss tomorrow's show. We're chilling today a little bit. Well, don't miss tomorrow's show, though. It's going to be great. I'm excited for tomorrow's flight. You don't want to miss the flights. We take off Fridays, 4 p.m. Pacific time on this channel. And it's fun. We have an experience and we take off and do our thing. Don't miss tomorrow's show. I'll be happy to. I'm excited to present it tomorrow. So don't miss it. Hit the notification bell. You want to be hitting the links. You want to be hitting the like, the subscribe button. Chilies. Okay. Boom. So, loosey goosey. I did want to get into this here. I mentioned this earlier. Just in passing, the grotesque society that we're kind of living in, things just look wrong now in many ways. In relationships and all sorts of things, they just look wrong now. Where it's full on clown, makeup, weirdos kind of stuff. It's that overt. But it's blinders on. That's how the public is. Strange stuff. You get it. And a little bit on women empowerment. Look, I mentioned it a couple times. I think maybe last week, maybe this week as well. The flipping going on. You get it. The flipping of the order. Man over woman, woman over children. The flipping of the order. We talked about Claudia Sheinbaum, the Mexican men choosing a woman to lead them. If you believe that, I do. I think it makes sense to me. I know I'm not that into all the info. The men choosing a woman. Where's the masculinity and all that? And I mentioned maybe a couple times the eventual conclusion here, right? The march towards the usurping of the man to put women in leadership positions, overtly. Like the conclusion being, it's the woman's turn. It's the girl's turn now. Okay? Y'all been starting wars. You guys have been raping women, starting wars, and doing all that crap. It's time for the ladies to come in. Okay? You see it a little bit. Now, they say equality. You hear about the word equality and all that. But the reality is this feminism and whatever this ideology is, what's going on, this march is towards that eventual end. It is full on. Let's flip it over and let's just try it because it's time. Because it's time, and it's you know, you were just mean to the women for too long, and it's time. Let's put the shoe on the other foot because it's just fair, right? Because men and women are the same, so it's just fair. It's funny how that is. That's in the equality mindset of we're bringing in this new world of equality. It ends up being women on top, and the rational conclusion, the academic rational conclusion is just that. It's just their turn, and it's just fair. It's just fair. It's just fair. Enacting or exacting a sort of fairness that doesn't exist elsewhere, that people don't even believe in, a fairness and equality that people don't even want or believe in. They're just words, people are saying. And only a small subset of women and men and race hustlers and politicians, and those are the ones that will be empowered or whatever, bringing down the quality of life for others. You know, like the women in power that I showed you, whose mission is to create this organization to empower women. And I got the ladies here at the conference, but dang, not a lot of them showed up. And all right, the ones that are here, why don't you want to be empowered like I'm telling you to? Don't you know that you're equal? Don't you know that you're there's no difference except the chromosome, a mere chromosome? So anyways, you're following a little bit here. Let me show you first of these clips on my mind here. On this female world a little bit. And we're gonna hear from a man first, actually. A male, maybe. Let's watch. Or which one should I do first? Hold on. We'll do this first because, you know, I did show you that crime stuff earlier. Why not? ABC7, San Jacinto, surveillance video shows man. Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry, folks. Yeah, so here's how I'll make this point a little bit. Talking about the grotesque way that... Okay, because you get... Okay, collecting my thoughts, a little bit of an uncrystallized segment. Appreciate the patience here, okay? But here's the point. What I'm trying to make is, in this march towards this, you know, women, just give them the chance. It's their turn. You know, no one's really asking, well, is it going to work out? Okay, well, you should just give them a chance, right? For the intellectuals, they can't really see it any other way. There's no proof for them. You got to just give them the reins and give them a try. Give them a shot. Give the ladies a shot. But we actually do have some evidence. We actually do have some evidence. Okay? A lot of it, actually, if you're really paying attention. Women leading the homes. Not just the black community, but they lead the homes in a lot of married households. But maybe you don't believe me on that. You're like, well, give them the reins. Give them a shot. You don't know if it's going to go bad. What if it goes well? Like I said, there's evidence, but here's one thing. Cambridge, Massachusetts may soon roll out a program where unarmed social workers respond to 911 calls without being accompanied by police. Let me just show you the video. We're showing you the video. Boston, 25. Cambridge, Massachusetts. And you've heard a little bit about the social worker police force that people want to enact so that you're not racist and you're not too mean to people.
We're definitely a pioneer in this approach.
A tentative plan to send a team of unarmed social workers to some emergency 911 calls in Cambridge could officially be rolled out as soon as next month, says 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, director of the city's new Community Assistance Response and Engagement.
Having an unarmed civilian with experience in mental health going to mental health calls is really the right response.
𒒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔 tells us that the 5 members of the care team have extensive backgrounds as social workers and first responders. Unlike some other alternative response programs recently deployed in other cities across the country, the care team will not be accompanied by police when they are sent to nonviolent mental health-related calls.
If anything goes wrong, if there's any safety concerns, they can radio for assistance immediately and get backup right away.
It's an opportunity for us to help fix a system that's been broken for a really long time.
Care team member Marie Matthew is eager to start responding to emergencies that are presently handled by police with guns.
I think this program is an opportunity for us to take care of the people that we are trained to take care of.
So a little bit on the female future. You've heard it over the years. It's the future is female, but there's nothing stopping it. We could joke about it and be like, man, look at these wokes. They've been saying future is female for years. They don't even say it. I guess I don't even say it. I don't even see the shirts around. But I remember mentioning that. I remember hearing about it and all that. Well, it's nothing stopped it. Nothing's stopping it. It's still going. No, the alphas, the red pill, no one's stopping it, right? Like it's just marching along. Okay, and you know me, I say it happens because when you just look at your own lives and look at individuals, look at the bedrock of it all, just the individuals around you in your life and all that. It's anecdotal, but anyways, you get me a little bit. �𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, a woman has to lead this thing. The mental health, it's so important. You might see it, you might think it's silly, but this is a perfect example right here. Going to the mental health. They just need, isn't it such a perfect example of how not ready, how women, their job is not to deal with evil, not like this, not in society, not in this way. They can't identify it. They really don't know. Such a false understanding of evil. They're feeling bad for people that are evil. They're in that situation because they are evil, in a sense, right? Not a condemnation, but a realization that the people in the worst parts of society, in the lowest kind of form, criminals, etc., it's the darkness of their own hearts. It starts from there. It starts in the home and it comes out of them. Okay, it's not through them. Okay, it's not society, these external factors, all these it's working through them. Okay, and then the feeling bad about them is evil working through them, through the women. And you tell women that, and they'll turn on you. They'll turn on you. And they're like, "Oh, you're just in your feelings." They'll call you names, and they'll think they get this ego boost, thinking they're good because how women are attuned to the feelings of men and stuff. And some part of them knows that, okay, you see him in his feelings, you just made the man break. You got it. Not necessarily, not all women get life from that, but they'll literally think that they're good when they do that or see that in another man, or they bring that out in another man, when it's not, because it's not in the woman. It's not their fault that this is coming out of the man, but they revel in it a little bit, and they'll actually think they're like a good person. They're like, I get the men feeling a certain way. You get it here. Emergency responses from the ladies. It's a perfect example. You can imagine a woman just be like, "Oh, hey, hold on." There's like a crazy person with a knife. This is the most extreme example, obviously, but just waving his arms like a crazy person, just doing 360, just spinning around in a circle with it, just holding out knives like this and just spinning in a circle. And a woman just going up, "He just needs a hug." That'll do it. And then she gets snaps and dies. I mean, that's just a poetic example of not understanding what you're dealing with here. Okay, you know Ray J? You remember Ray J a little bit? You may know this name. Maybe only certain people in my chat might know. Not everyone is cultured like this. We're talking about a rapper a little bit, Ray J, or a R&B singer, whatever. Look, this guy, you know him because of the sordid activities and tapes and footage and all that came out with Kim Kardashian. Now, that's a name you know. And you know her claim to fame, at least one of them, right? Because she's a boss. She's a businesswoman, a model, okay, a mother. Okay, she's not just she's not just a porn producer. Okay, she's not just a porn actress. She's a diverse woman with many talents. Okay, you know, people love to pigeonhole people like, oh, you're a rapper, oh, you're a singer. You're a porn star, Kim Kardashian. She's more than a porn star. She's a mother and a business owner, CEO. Okay. And Ray J was on this podcast, the 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. You might know this guy. I forget his name. 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. What's that guy's name? What's the host's name? Whatever. 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. He's that guy who did Shannon Sharp. We got it. We got it, folks. Shannon Sharp. So, Ray J on the 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎 podcast talking about how society would be different if he had not done what he did. It was an inflection point in society, a crossroads. You see, time split. Parallel realities were created when that tape hit, when that tape dropped. And there's a different America, according to Ray J. There is a different America if situations had not transpired the way they did. Can we hear a little bit about what Ray J's talking about here?
Is that family life?
You know, I think more of the question is how different would we all be?
Will we all be? You and I, all of us.
How different would this whole fucking thing be?
Oh!
How different?
I forgot about that. I forgot about friggin' swearing, and it's daytime. Hopefully he's not too vulgar.
Different would the industry be?
Because this should be a Friday clip, maybe. Friday night clip, because it's not bleeped.
Different with the wheel roll.
I've been so prepared these days. Today's a loosey-goosey Thursday, folks. Thanks for the patience. He's talking about how different we would be. We're going to, folks, it might be vulgar in terms of cussing.
Roll. Everything would be different. We would all be different. All of us. Everybody in here would be different. We'll have on different clothes.
What you mean?
This guy, everything, we would all be different. We'd be in a completely different reality. You and I would be dressing differently.
Everything would be...
The power the tape had.
Different, meaning like you would never ask me that question. Meaning if we sat here right now, and we got to this point, what, like,
okay.
I don't know, probably more people would be going to college. And you know...
Maybe. I'm laughing, but maybe. Maybe people would be going to college. They wouldn't be asking Ray J, bringing him on this podcast to ask him that question. What if you never dropped the sex tape with Kim K? What a question. You wouldn't even be asking me that question. Our IQs would be higher. We would be going to college. The cars, there would be flying cars.
People would be going...
What the Kim Kardashian sex tape has done to society, the way it's held us back, in levels we can't even begin to measure.
Going to college and, you know what I'm saying, getting an education to be successful. There might not be any OnlyFans and...
I mean, can we draw a line? Can we draw a line from the Kim K tape to OnlyFans? Can we draw a line?
other things like that, other opportunities like that. So, I mean, are we a part of the cure? Are we a part of the disease? I don't fucking know. All I know is I'm just trying to make it right.
Were you ever embarrassed when
Trying to make it right. What is he? I wonder what he's doing to make it right.
came out?
Wait, what did he ask him?
Tape came out?
Make it right.
Were you ever embarrassed when the tape came out?
I didn't see this part. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have kids now, so.
Oh, okay.
When I have kids, yeah.
And
everything that we did now, when I have kids, is just totally different. The whole thing is wacky. Before, I was just like,
oh, dang. Come on, man. It's daytime.
But with my
This
kids,
is my fault, folks.
It's not okay. And so I can't, without me going too far into it, without me getting in trouble.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, nah, it's not okay now. But I'm 43 with a kid that's 4 and a kid that's 6. My daughter's 6, my son's 4. And even though you're young, and even in that young kid world, they'll all probably think it's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Until you have kids.
He had to hit us with one more F-bomb before we go. But thank you there, Ray J. You know, I didn't really prepare my clips today the way I download them. But thanks for the patience there. I wanted to play it because Ray J's putting all this on himself. He's split the timeline here. It's two different Americas. There would be no OnlyFans. There would be no simps. There would be no beta males and simps if Ray J just had not Nikki Noy, please. If only Ray J had not done what he did. You know, I'm messing around. I thought it'd be a funny thing to show you. I thought you might find it funny, but if it wasn't Ray J, it would be someone else. If it wasn't Kim K, it was someone else. There's the ocean of culture that's like washing over, and or you're an individual. You know, it's always kind of been like this in a sense. Like I was saying earlier, there's no stopping it, or at least I don't see anything stopping it. Okay, I only see individuals. I only see individuals here and there going against the grain, going against the prevailing culture and all that, so to speak. There's nothing really stopping it. Like Ray J not doing a tape, like that would stop anything. Like that would stop the hearts of men. That would stop any change going on. And you think about it like that. You see that government, politicians, parents, they don't know what they're doing. There's no one standing in the way to, you know, these women doing these, what do they call it? Social outreach without unaccompanied by police. There's no men at home looking at the desperate women trying to be something, trying to be successful, trying to be all these things, thinking that that's what a man is, or thinking that that's what life is, or there's no one telling them to calm down. There's no one telling them you don't have to do all that. There's nobody saying, and they could be Christian, they're like, no, we're a Christian, we're all these things, but, and then their wives or the women come and challenge that, and they're like, no, I have nothing to say about that. She's her own woman. She's I'm not saying control your women, but you know, some of these women are kind of begging you to take control, take the lead, and tell them, hey, you don't have to do that. You know, some are, right? We can agree on that. Some are. Hey, what's up, Richard Palacios? It's a new name. I've never seen that. Welcome to the chat. Ray J, what else here? Yeah, if it wasn't him, it would be someone else. What else here? If it wasn't him, it'd be someone else. What was I saying? Yeah, I forget. Yeah, I was just saying, I only see individuals kind of changing. What else? I only see individuals. This is culture. Okay. Anyways, OnlyFans. Oh yeah, we didn't. There was nobody saying, on so many different issues and turns in society, the world says nothing, right? The world said nothing then. Why is anything going to change now? You wonder about OnlyFans. They mention it. Ray J's talk about OnlyFans. Maybe think about dating sites a little bit. The Tinder connection, the Tinder Grinder connection. I've made this clear to you not that long ago. I've made this clear to you. Nobody said anything then. Nobody said anything then when basically society at large all adopted the gay dating lifestyle, and no one told them. No one told them, and they're like, yeah, this is great. This is dating made easy. Wow, you made an app for it? Now we can have all these multiple partners. Just swipe away like a buffet, just like Grindr did with the gays, and just like those trailblazers did. Clever stuff. Okay. All right. Amazing. Incredible stuff. That's it on that, though. Ray J, women, and how things have changed. How much things have changed. Things have changed a lot. And some know more than I. Some others know more than I. In fact, there's a certain man, I've mentioned him before, Bukele, Salvador's president, El Salvador. You know a little bit about him because of the mass incarcerations he's done. Nayib Bukele. He's made got a lot of attention over the crypto stuff, but then he started putting in all the cartel in jails like crazy, lining them up. No care about the world saying, hey, this is a human rights violation. Human rights this. Human rights violation this. And he just lined them up, put them all in jail. And something like insane changes in homicide rates and all that have happened in El Salvador. Previously thought impossible. Just look at all this crime and the cartels and all the human rights in the way. It's just not doable. You just can't do it. It's just, you can't do it. Nayib Bukele says there are obvious signs of American decline. He cites one glaring example, California. And you know a little bit about this. You don't need me to tell you about decline and industry and all that, but he zeroes in on an interesting comparison of how long and how much money it costs to build certain things in America and how much that's changed. I found it fascinating. Hopefully you do as well.
But I saw, somebody showed me the 600-meter railway that was built in California. And it cost like, $15 billion, something like that, to build the 600-meter piece of railway that they were building.
It's a lot per meter.
Yes. So, you cannot go on. It's like obvious. It's like somebody eats too much, right? You can be a little fat, right? It's fine. But then if somebody's morbidly fat, somebody will come and say, okay, you have to stop, right? Because, your heart can't take it anymore, right? You have to stop. Or somebody that drinks, I don't drink, but if somebody drinks, doctor might say, your liver can't take that anymore. Look at your liver, how it is right now. Or the
Talking
lungs.
with Tucker here.
Smoke.
It's a little bit of a longer clip here.
When you see things like that, 600 meters of railway, $15 billion, 10 years, there's no other possible diagnosis. You have to stop that fast now.
Right, okay.
Because if not, the decline is inevitable.
Okay,
it's
decline.
It's already there.
We're going to let it play. We're going to let it play here, folks. 888-775-3773 if you want to talk to the Anchor Baby. Coming into the last quarter of the show here, Lucy and Goosey, thank you.
It's not like, I'm telling you, I foresee. No, I mean, it's there. I mean, it's $15 billion to make a 600-meter piece of railway that's not even working.
Wow. $15 billion. They're talking about $15 billion to build a 600-meter piece of railway. Let's let him talk about it more while I find out exactly what he's talking about.
10 years. The Empire State was built in a year. 1 year.
1 year, the Empire State Building. You obviously know about the Empire State Building. Who's been to the Empire State Building?
State.
Built in 1 year. See, I didn't know that. That's actually incredible. 1 year to build that. 10 years for 600 meters of railway.
Things were working, right? I don't know how were things back then. I don't know. But they built the Empire State in 1 year.
The bullet train. Oh. The 15 billion pound railway. He's criticizing the railway project that took 10 years to build and still doesn't work, comparing it to unfavorably to the speedy construction of the Empire State Building. See, this is not something I use here in California. I don't know the state of public transit here. It's definitely not like what I remember, what I'm used to in Canada, for example, at least in Toronto. Take the subway, streetcars, buses everywhere. I did that one time, at least the metro here. One time, you heard me maybe say the story. Never again. Never again.
What happened with the...
Because of crime, basically. Well, I wasn't crime. No crime was committed against me, but it could have. I barely brushed up against this black woman who just went off on me, okay?
World Trade Center, Freedom Tower, they was changed the name that later to World Trade Center. How long did it take?
Forever.
Yeah. And it was, the whole country united to build it. There was no budgetary, I mean, I know it was private, but it was no, if it needed budgetary, it was not a problem of budget or investors willing to pour money on it or engineers. I mean, why would it take over a decade to build something that was so significant for the whole country? I mean, you could build the tallest building in the world. You didn't. You could have built the tallest building in the world and said, okay, we're coming back bigger and stronger. We're going to build, we got a hit, but now we're going to build back better and stronger, build back better and stronger, right? Or whatever. And build it, 2 mile high skyscraper. I'm not a fan of 2 mile high skyscrapers, but you could have done that. I mean, you have the money, you have the resources, you have the engineers.
Bukele does not appreciate mega buildings, based or not based. Heads up, we detected. What the? Am I still live, folks? What the? Am I getting blocked? Folks, am I still live? You're live, Nit. YouTube's telling me we're not. Okay, I'm live. It's saying copyright. Maybe Tucker's got the copyrights. Huh. Maybe Tucker's on the copyrights, but you get it a little bit here. Right, folks? No, YouTube for Carlson, Nicole. Protecting Tucker and his content, which makes sense, right? Content ID. Whoa. Now it's saying I'm offline. Testing. Yeah, it does happen in real time. Sometimes. It depends on the content and it depends how, yeah, it's saying I'm offline now. Like completely offline. One. Okay, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going here. Strange stuff. They really don't like that stuff. But you still hear me. We're rocking and rolling. No big deal. Thank you, top contributors over there on dlive.tv/Gorgonzola. Thank you so much, Severio. I bet you that's Severio Jones, GMD Jim, The Hake Report. Don't miss tomorrow's stream. Don't miss tomorrow's flight. You will be in the Ballers Lounge, sitting in first class amongst the best. So don't miss it tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific time. DJT 2020, thank you for that. We got a Rumble rant from Evil Is Still Real. Says, I emailed you the links to the guy who ran 5 marathons in 5 days while fasting. With the other guy that ran one with no food or water, you never responded. Yeah, I never responded. I saw the email, though, and it was very interesting. I remember reading it and getting into it a little bit, and then kind of forgot about it. Thanks for the reminder. I remember it being quite fascinating. The power of meat. Still on Odyssey. I don't know if I ever was on Odyssey. I don't think I am. But I am also on Rumble. Yes, I am on Rumble. And Twitch, I think. I am on Twitch. Twitch. Twitch.tv/Gorgonzola. It's interesting, actually. Let me look at Twitch. I don't think I've ever gotten a content strike. I don't think I've ever gotten anything nasty from Twitch here. Flying under the radar or something? Just joking, Twitch. There's no need to fly under the radar here. All is on the up and up. But yeah, twitch.tv/Gorgonzola. Okay. Incredible. Folks, I'm looking at the end of my packet here. It's empty. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with my stuff. I have nothing for you here, folks. It's over. 888-775-3773. You want to talk about something here. But we're pretty much ready for Friday here. We're ready for Friday. We're ready for tomorrow's flight show. Getting the weekend. 1:30 p.m. on a Thursday here in Los Angeles, California. Don't start your Friday too early here. But the anchor baby is someone feeling like I'm feeling like we're ready for Friday, meaning we're done. Anybody know what rolling coal is? Here's some education for you. Here's some education on people and immature people fighting. Immature people fighting, okay? Okay, rolling coal. This is for my EVs versus the diesel trucks. It's a whole thing. It's a whole culture. It's a whole culture, and you're seeing the cyber trucks out there. Anybody been seeing the cyber trucks out on the road? I saw one just yesterday across the street over at the AutoZone. Cybertruck looking very edgy, very snazzy out on the streets. Definitely eye-catching. Polarizing, that's for sure. Some don't like it. In fact, there are some diesel heads who really don't like it, and they'll make it known if they see it out on the streets, okay? If they see it out on the streets, it's on site, as they say. It's on site. They say it's on site. On site with who? Well, the electric car vehicles drivers, okay? And there's a whole phenomenon here. It's called rolling coal. See, I didn't know diesel engines could do this. I didn't know that the details. Who's rolling coal here in the chat, in fact? Anybody know some deets? What do you do? How do you roll coal? Okay. Rolling coal is a term used to describe the practice of modifying a diesel engine to increase the amount of fuel entering the engine, thereby producing large amounts of black smoke from the exhaust. This practice is controversial and illegal in many places because it contributes to air pollution. It's harmful to the environment and public health. So it looks like it requires some modification. Who's rolling coal in the chat? Just kidding. Don't say it in the chat. We're not trying to get you doxxed. The EPA, no way. The EPA is watching. Okay, we got some smart people in the chat. EPA is watching. You don't want to be telling them what you're on. But like I said, they don't like these EV. Here's an encounter. In fact, rolling coal. But who's the winner out of this encounter? Diesel truck about to roll coal, but wait. Bye-bye. Cybertruck overtakes I don't know what to say here. I mean, we're learning of this phenomenon now, rolling coal. We're learning there's a total war out on the highways of America. All-out war between I pollute like a mug. This is West Hollywood behavior. Okay? Who's rolling coal? They say that rolling coal is also a form, according to Wikipedia, is a form of anti-environmentalism. It's a form of it's a stand against rampant environmentalism. Practitioners cite American freedom. Rolling coal is a form of conspicuous air pollution, according to Wikipedia, used for entertainment or as protest. See, this is just the voice of the unheard, Wikipedia. Okay, I don't know why you're all, why you're being such a sourpuss about it, okay? Some drivers intentionally trigger coal rolling in the presence of hybrid vehicles, a practice nicknamed Prius repellent. Okay, we're just spraying Prius repellent, boys. That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. To cause drivers to lose sight of the road and inhale harmful air pollution. Take this, Prius. Take this, Tesla. Breathe coal, Tesla. That is so bully. That is such bully behavior. That is such road bully behavior that I can't help but laugh a little bit. Okay. I cannot help but laugh just a little bit. We got Jaime out of Minnesota, sir, saving the show on the last quarter of the show. How you doing, Jaime?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Appreciate it, sir. All is well. Kind of easing out of Thursday into Friday a little bit.
Yeah, are people boycotting calling in your show or what?
You're coming in all messed up, sir.
I was in a windy area.
Thank you. Now it just comes in waves. You know, some days I get a whole bunch of calls, and some days it's loosey and goosey. You know, especially if I got, there's maybe a little bit of a my part to play in that as well. It really does come in waves. It comes in waves.
Well, I figured I'd tag in.
Thank you, sir. How you doing, Jaime? Tag team here. You're on the buckles. You're on the ropes. I'm on the ground. I tagged you in. And it sounds like you want to talk about Tucker maybe a little bit.
That Latinx guy, who is he?
You talking about Nayib Bukele?
Nayib Bukele.
Hey, what's up, Jesse?
I think that's really wrong of him to be making fun of America that way.
Hold up, Jaime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of was getting into it. Yeah, what kind of chivalrous am I? Jaime, I got Jesse here in the studio talking to me. And he's asking me what type of chivalry. If you guys remember, I said, I'm not that kind of chivalry. I kind of talked about it a little bit yesterday. But I don't know. I don't even want to attempt that again because yesterday I tried saying my thoughts on it. And I got something out, but it's not crystallized. So I don't even want to attempt that until maybe tomorrow on the chivalry. But basically, I was saying that a chivalrous person would do it to like all people, and not just to the ladies, something like that. I forget. But man, Jaime, how you doing? Sorry, man, we got a lot of things going on all of a sudden. You're asking me about Latinx people.
Yeah, the guy talking to Tucker.
Yeah, Bukele. What do you think about him? He's the president of El Salvador. Tough guy. I
Yeah,
hear.
I don't think he should be making fun of America that way.
Oh, is he?
California, it's the brat of the U.S. of the 50 states, but it's part of the family.
Would you say it's part of the family? Yeah, I circle the wagons too. I too like circling the wagons.
If anybody's going to make fun of California and their bullet train, it's going to be us.
That's funny. But wait, on this, the man, we can't circle the wagons too hard here. The guy is like, let's be real here. Can we really say that's only California taking 10 years to build an expensive piece of infrastructure that doesn't even work?
Well, it takes a lot of engineering to, make something go that fast.
Huh?
That bullet train.
Yeah.
That's a crazy speed, it takes a while. And not only that, but all the different politicians that you got to grease.
Exactly. That's what he's talking about. Those are the things in the way. It's I think a combination of expertise, good workers, and absolute corruption bogging up the whole thing is what caused it. That is exactly what Bukele is talking about. So far, not looking good. You know what I mean?
So what, Bukele, puts a couple henchmen behind bars for a little while, and he's the expert.
Let's not get. let's take every statement as its own statement and try and have a sober mind here. Let's not circle the wagons as much as I want to here. We don't need to circle the wagon. Take it personally, right? We don't need to take it personally. But okay, but actually, on that, it sounds like you are actually saying a point against that. You're saying the bullet train's supposed to take that long.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, the Eiffel Tower, what is that? It's just a big frame of metal.
I don't know, man.
That's easy to put up.
How long did China take? The world's biggest and purportedly most advanced bullet train system, it apparently took them 7 years.
Yeah, well, there you go.
But you didn't know that before saying that.
I didn't.
You didn't know that. You didn't know that. You didn't. I
didn't know that.
We knew you didn't know that.
No.
You were just saying that.
But I knew that the Eiffel Tower, if that took a year, it's only one little, piece of big metal. They weld it together and bam.
It's the ugly piece of metal.
It's not super functional. It doesn't do anything. It just sits there.
Interesting points, sir. Interesting points.
And then you got all those codes you got to follow, building codes. And then you got to have the inspector come in and take a look at it, make sure it's whatever part you're doing is right. And yeah, a lot of people got to get paid.
I hear you, sir. Well, okay,
that's going to be $10 billion.
You got Bukele on that one, sir. He's going to have to respond to that point, man. Can we leave it on that one, sir? I got other calls.
And then he's a Latinx guy. I can tell him a mile away.
You don't trust him?
No.
All right, well,
you have a good day.
You heard it here first. Bukele's got to respond to that one. Thank you, Jaime, Minnesota. Everyone started calling me in all of a sudden. Thank you, man. You guys rock. I appreciate that. And we got John, Houston, Texas, on the air.
Hello
how you
again,
doing,
Nick.
sir?
Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, John, how you been?
Not too bad, but I'm afraid that you're a cart return nerd.
A nerd or narc? A
Nerd.
cart return nerd. All right, lay it on me.
Well, I was at the grocery store, and I'm also going to go into Twitter, but I was at the grocery store, and I was walking by the cart return. What do you call that thing? Where
the cart corral, let's call it.
Thank you. Anyway, the carts, I took a picture of it, and I made a meme out of it because the carts were just like jumbled like all around it. It was just like ugly. And, you know, I made a meme out of it, and I want to tag you in it on Twitter.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
Yeah.
What
I will.
What did you think when you saw that huge jumble of carts?
I thought of President Trump.
Go on.
I just thought I was like, yes, I'm justified. Yes. Cart return nerd.
Are you a cart return nerd?
Yes.
You say that with it sounds like some sadness. Are you feeling a little bit embarrassed for being a cart return nerd?
Nah. It's because I made a meme out of it. I took it. I made a meme out of it. So
Send that to me, man. Tag me on Twitter at @Gorgonzola. You know, I gotta say, I feel pretty firm on the returning of the carts question. But one thing Jesse said, they made me. It's a thorn in my side. I'm feeling like a little bit like a cuck towards grocery store management, doing their work for them while they sit back and laugh, head back laughing, watching me do it.
Oh, it's true. Cart return nerd.
I gotta say that's a funny one,
right,
John.
Nick.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling me,
Thanks,
John.
man.
How you been otherwise?
Well, I've been doing very well. Very, very well. I don't really want to talk about.
No, you don't need to. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. That's all I wanted to hear, sir. And that's all we wanted to know. You don't need to get into
man.
it. Call me again, John.
All right, Nick.
Nice to hear from you, sir. Hey, right on. We've heard from John before. We're wishing him well. We know that. We got Richard out of California on the air.
Hello.
Thank you, sir. On the air.
Hey, I want to talk to you about like California and that like bullet train project and other things. But real quick on the cart situation, I think kind of what really made people start going to putting the carts in the corral was that like show where people would put people on blast for not doing it.
Uh-huh.
And so it made people think in the back of their head too, like, oh shoot,
There's another show?
It's the right thing to do.
Is there a show about that?
Yeah. it's
I
on
know of
YouTube.
one. I know of one on YouTube that I've covered called
Yeah.
Cart Narcs.
Right. Yeah. I didn't want to say it.
And thank you for
But-
that. Thank you for that. I
Yeah.
just wanted to say it myself because I have covered it. And it sounds like
Right,
you were
yeah.
being respectful of that. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And I think because even with me at the back of my head, I'm like, knowing my luck, dude, somebody's going to pop out and I'm going to be blasted for it and be, made to look a certain way. So
That's
that
funny.
has honestly deterred me to, you know what, I'm going to not be lazy. I'm going to take the extra effort, put the car back, and then move on. So,
That is
but
hilarious.
I get the other points too, what Jesse was saying and whatever.
It
but
orders
anyway.
you. See, it orders you a little bit. See, so for some, the law is itself, but for others, a little bit of fear of the law works too.
Yeah, but that girl on that TikTok video kind of contradicted that. So you might be seeing a lot of carts left out of the corral now. Because one enforces it, and then one saying, hey, it's okay not to do it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that bullet train, I think that is amazing. 10 years, all that money. And what I've been noticing lately here in Southern California, commuting back and forth to work and stuff, they have these projects like expanding the carpool lane or whatever, and it's taking years, and they'll shut lanes down. And I drive through there like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and you'll see one or two service trucks with some guys doing nothing, but they have like miles of lanes shut down. It's like, man, where's everybody at? They're supposed to be like working on this thing. I mean, it's creating more traffic, but I get it. When it's done, it'll help, but it's just taking so long everywhere you look. And then I have fast track as well, like for toll roads and the fast track and all that. And they have been doing so many projects connecting interchanges, so you don't have to get out of the fast track. You can stay in the fast track and take an interchange to another freeway. And boy, they got cranes out there. They got just an army of people working, and you see progress every day. And maybe that might be because they're going to charge you for it. So they're, I guess, maybe trying to get this thing done so they can start collecting money. But then you see the local, state, or whatever, like expanding a carpool lane that doesn't cost money, taking forever. And it kind of just makes me wonder a little bit, like, okay, who's in charge of these projects? Because the one that's making a profit, they're hustling and bustling and going. These other state ones or whatever, seems like they're just getting drug out, and it kind of reflects on that. It may or may not be, but with all that money going into this bullet train or high-speed train, and it's taking this long and that much time, it's like, before you even start working on it, you got to have a plan and blueprints and everything, and you go, you start doing things. And yeah, so was it 600 meters of railway?
600 meters, an absolute, a slog fest to get it done. And what you're saying, what you're describing is no different than when I hear stories of Colombia and Mexico, like how, this thing that people paid for and the rich people have, or the people who have money gets done. But this it's really no different than the stories I hear of these other countries. And I just kind of wonder, I don't know if it was always like that, the public stuff. The public stuff, man, it seems like when I see some of these old videos and all that too, that the public cared about it, the government cared about it, and you have amazingly beautiful public squares and all that. You just go through L.A. downtown, just drive through it. I remember when my family came to visit me, and I remember when I arrived LAX, huge airport, but I walk out of LAX and I look, and I'm like, did I make a mistake? I'm like, did I make a mistake coming here? What did I just do? It was a thought that came through my head.
Yeah, and even thinking about it too, like back in the day, right? Like maybe 40s, 20s, 30s, even with California, like they had to get water from up north, down south, by El Centro to feed the land to be able to grow crops and stuff like that. They created the California Aqueduct, and it goes for a long way. And hey, there was a problem, there was an issue, something had to be done. We got to do this to grow food or whatever, and that's the area that can grow this food or whatever and supply the state or whatever. They did it. Nowadays, all they talk about is a drought, raise money, your water rates. Then it's like we don't have a drought anymore. And they're not building anything to contain nothing no more. It's all water runs the ocean, and all you see, everything just flushing out. When it rains heavy, it's like all the water that needs to get like either gathered or reservoirs or whatever.
I heard something about that.
They just let it go out, and it's like, man, where's our preventative maintenance or whatever? You know what? There's land, whatever, let's build a couple more reservoirs or whatever so we don't get back into a position we were in, and grow and create for the future. It's like once certain things got done back in the day, even with electricity or whatever, it's like it's kind of stopped. It's just like, okay, let's just put Band-Aids on things and this and that. Like we don't see any major developments of infrastructure, anything going on. It's just putting Band-Aids on things we already have and little things here and there. There's no major like construction thing where somebody has a vision and
interesting.
This is going to help the state. It's like 10 years on a bullet train to take you to Vegas so you can spend your money. It's like, well,
that's true, huh?
What is it really doing to help the populace or whatever in our day-to-day lives?
Yeah, what major things? Like what?
I thought
like Elon Musk is doing
internet.
rockets. And maybe the Las Vegas Dome, maybe? Like what else? I can't even think of anything. What major projects, like American like I can't think of anything.
Right, and that's what I'm trying to think of too. I've been, because, I'm like, man, like we're not doing nothing. You see in like Dubai, you always hear they're building, they're growing, they're doing this, they're figuring things out. It's a barren desert, and they're doing things to make stuff, but...
Well, yeah, anyway. That's true. I mean, they at least have some creativity, right? Weren't they wanted to build this city that was like miles long in a line, and it was like glass mirrors and stuff. You see anything about that? They were pretty serious about that. I don't know if that ever panned out, man. But Richard, thank you so much for your call. I'm going to move the wheels here, sir.
All right, you take care. Thank you.
Call me again, 888-775-3773. We're coming near the end, though, folks. Thanks for the patience. Loosey Goosey Thursday. Having fun. We're going to have fun tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. 4 p.m. Pacific time. We're taking a flight. Chivalry. I can't help but want to say something here. Jesse asked about it and what I said. I can't help but want to at least remind you on some points from yesterday to definitely go check it out because it was a wild episode. It was a wild episode. We're wives, and are they failed wives if they don't have sex with their husbands? It was a bit of a wild episode, Jesse. I don't know if you heard it. You might want to watch it. And I did mention about chivalry and how opening doors. We were taught that. Okay, we were taught that. And if you're just going to be doing stuff like that the knights did years ago, or what the people before, or what men before you did, the women today are gonna see you like a fool because you're just like acting. You're just acting this thing out, and you're doing this. Well, this is what chivalrous is. It's what this older guy told me to do, and they're gonna they see the act. Okay. It's not crystallized. Look, the point is, check out my show from yesterday. That's the point. Podcasted. It's a Substack, AmericanAnchorBaby.substack.com, and stuff like that. Okay, check it out. Yesterday it was wild. Maybe not that wild, but check it out. Tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Don't miss it. We're taking the flight. But that's it from the Anchor Baby today. Take care. I will see you tomorrow on Open Line Friday. The Hake Report, Fallen State, and everything else. Take care. See you later. Bye.